Hey crew, it's Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today we're going to talk about what I think may be the very best motorcycle riding shoes for the price. So I recently did a review on this Danner Acadia tactical boot, and I said I was going to do all the motorcycle boots that I've owned and kind of compare them, and I am. I got to jump right ahead and talk about this most recent purchase because I'm really excited about this shoe, or boot, whatever you want to call it. So let's look at it. This is the Midland. It's a Harley Davidson brand motorcycle riding shoe. They call it a shoe because of the heel and the design. It's kind of like a high top tennis shoe. This one has 100% full grain leather upper, and it includes a Hydro Guard waterproof membrane. There's a tab sewn in right here that says waterproof. Speaking of waterproof, when I was researching this boot before I bought it, much like you might be doing right now, I found a video from my buddies over at Baggers and Brews. I'll link that up here where he tested the waterproofing. You ought to go check that out. It's pretty good, especially if you're concerned about the waterproofing. But I trust him, and I trust that they are waterproof, and my experience so far lends me to believe that they are. So this boot came with laces that have a reflective stripe of white in here. I'm not real big on that. I don't care. That's what it came with. It came with white laces, which I liked even less. So that's what's in here for now. I'll replace these at some time in the future. I've seen reviews on motorcycle shoes and riding shoes where people were critical of them for not having a reflective stripe on the back or something else. I'm going to tell you, when I'm riding my motorcycle, if you can't see me in the dark, I don't think that little reflective strip is going to amount to shit. I got bigger problems. My bike should be lit up. You should be able to see me. That shouldn't be the deal. Now, if you're buying these to walk at night, then maybe that's a concern, but you probably ought to be wearing something a little more reflective than a little strip on the back of your shoe anyway. So I'm not big on that. If that's an important feature for you, this shoe does not have anything but the reflective laces. This shoe does have a rubber outer sole, and it's flat, much like a tennis shoe. There's no defined heel like what you would find in this boot or in this boot. This does have a cement construction. Shaft height is 4.75 inches. The heel height is only 1 inch. I am not big on these flat cloth laces to begin with. These boots I've had for 6 years with the original laces. These boots I've had just over a year, and the laces are all fraying and falling apart on this particular boot. And on the other side, they already broke, and I had to tie them, and I'm waiting on some new shoestrings for these. Now, because these are motorcycle-specific riding shoes, they are designed different than tennis shoes. This has a very stiff shank in it. It is supposed to not crush. So if you were to fall over and the motorcycle were to fall on your foot, it should not crush the bottom of your foot and break several bones in your foot, at least from this perspective at this angle. Now, if your foot's caught this way, it's not near as stiff, and yes, you're going to have some problems. Another feature on these particular shoes is they're supposed to have a protective material here in the shaft that disperses impact across this whole area to help protect your ankle bone should you hit something or someone hits you in this area of the boot. So as I become older, I'm becoming more interested in gear that provides some protection, but I'm still looking for that sweet spot. The difference between something being so protective that it's uncomfortable, yet so comfortable it has no protective qualities. I think these shoes fit really well in there. The fact is, I think they're probably just as protective as most of the motorcycle riding shoes or boots I've been wearing for the last 5 years, and these have a little bit more from a safety perspective and a protection factor. The biggest reason I decided I wanted to try these shoes was for my use case scenario. It's very similar to those of Baggers and Brews. If I'm going to ride all day on the motorcycle and not do any walking, then a lot of these different boots are fine because I'm not on my feet standing in these shoes. But when we go on our bikecation, we go to multiple rallies, and I don't want to pack multiple pairs of shoes. So at Bike Fest, we go see the vendors, we walk around, we go to concerts and stand for 3 or 4 hours and listen to the bands play. And what I've had in the past is by the time at the end of the night we're at the concert, I'm miserable because my feet hurt and I've got to have a place to sit or I can't stay for the whole show. I'm ready to go back to the house. This year, before we went on bikecation, I bought these shoes with my own money. This is not a sponsored video. I paid about $140 for these plus shipping, which was $5 and then tax. So for around 150 bucks, you can get into these boots. These were the only pair of shoes I took on vacation. I put over 1,000 miles on them. I wore them for 11 days straight. I wore them in those use case scenarios where I was riding and walking and standing, and my feet never hurt. They're much more comfortable than the boots I've been wearing the previous years doing those same activities. All right, guys, let's talk about fitment for a second. Normally, I wear an 8.5 wide. If I can't get a wide shoe, I usually have to go up to 9. I was concerned about ordering a shoe for $150 and not being able to try it on. So I went to the Harley Davidson dealer, and while they did not have this exact model at Lake of the Ozarks Harley Davidson, they had other Harley Davidson motorcycle riding shoes that were of similar design. And when I tried them on, I found that they ran a little big enough that I could wear an 8.5 in these without a wide size. So that's what I ordered, and they fit great. Very happy. If you have a wide foot, don't order up, order the size you wear. If you have a narrow foot, you might even want to order down a half size. Now, as far as the styling, I like the black styling. They look like a boot, except for the heel, and they work and feel like a tennis shoe. I only have one complaint about these shoes at this point, and that's the lack of a zipper. You do have to unlace them, slide your foot in, and then lace them back up tight every time you change them. That's not the end of the world. For the last year, I've gotten a little lazy. I've been wearing this boot, and I can simply slip my foot in it and zip it up on the side, and I'm ready to go. Now, I am happy with them for the $140. Compared to other boots I bought and how I feel, the comfort level, I think they're good value. I looked at several different brands of other riding shoes, including some from TCX that do have that zipper on the inside, but they were about $40 or $50 more. Harley Davidson, if you can go back and redesign these and put a zipper enclosure on the inside of both boots, I'll give you another 30 bucks a pair for them. All right, let's talk about how much these boots weigh. So these tall Danner Acadia boots weigh in at 27.87 ounces. This Harley Davidson boot, all leather construction, weighs in just under that at 25.54. Now, motorcycle riding shoe gets us down under 21 ounces by a hair. All right, guys, so that pretty much wraps it up. I really like these boots. Check them out. If you're looking for something more comfortable, if your riding use case scenario takes you from riding to walking a lot or standing a lot like at rallies, then these are a great option. I want to give a quick shout out to all the members on my channel that help support the channel so I can buy products like this and do reviews like this. Thank you guys very much. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there's a link down below where you can click the join button and you can learn about perks such as early access to videos for just a couple dollars a month. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you do that YouTube thing, check out the content on my channel. And if you dig it, don't forget to subscribe down below. Ring that bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And as always, thank you for support. Stay safe and keep on riding.